I always have to kind of prepare myself for Walter because he is a bundle of energy and a bundle of ideas.
Well, first of all, I think you have to be passionate about things, and Walter is passionate about protecting open space.
He loves the land, and he doesn't see a piece of land that he doesn't think, does that need to be protected?
He's been with the organization 20-some years, and you don't see his passion waning at all. Post has accomplished a lot in the 45 years it's been around. It's conserved approximately 80,000 acres, many of which have been transferred to public agencies that now open it up to the public for access. Now, Walter could have just rested on the laurels of the organization, but he's pushed the organization to think about the future.
Walter has done an incredible job in helping the organization to pivot from its traditional focus on scenic value and open space to a broader notion of the role of the land.
You need to think of things not just as a single piece of property, but at a broader level.
To expand from notions of purely protecting scenic value to looking at working lands.
It's really interesting to me that when I tell people I do land conservation work, they want to talk about the land, but to me, it's about the people.
So Walter Moore is really a brilliant creative mind when it comes to conservation strategy and conservation transactions.
But I think he's also passionate about the relationships.
When I started in this position as general manager back in 2018, he was one of the first people to reach out to me, to take the time. I just found very endearing, sweet, and very much in keeping with how he values his relationships.
He likes to gather information and research thoroughly. Not everyone will read an email that you send them or an article that you send them or video. They'll watch the whole video that you send them, but Walter will do that. He's very thoughtful.
One of my distinct memories from Post was how close-knit the staff was and how we did a lot of things together as a group, and I think really helped to make that place a place that we all really enjoyed and look forward to coming into work.
Walter brought a greater strength of listening and building and fostering partnerships with agencies. There's Mid-Peninsula Open Space District, there's the Santa Clara Open Space Authority.
Walter's very careful to understand what support he can bring to ensure that those partnerships work. It's his respect of each other's skills and our talents, and he, I think, really values the contributions that people bring.
They're used to just getting things done. And so to be able to trust a sister agency, especially a government agency, to meet them halfway and to be equal partners is really, really important to the success of Post and to the success of the Open Space Authority.
Walter is good at discernment, which includes his own sense of what are his strengths and what are someone else's strengths.
People sense that and respect that and appreciate that, and as a result really want to work with him.
The reason we have such strong relationships with partners is because Walter is there and supporting them and cultivating a really strong relationship.
I think I see Walter the happiest when he's out on the land and he's showing people what we've preserved and what his legacy that he's creating for all of us.
My deep connection to the land began with early childhood when I found many places and people to be overwhelming. And so the place where both people and the world around me was not overwhelming, it was out in the woods. And it was the tranquility of, and the sounds that we're hearing today, the rustle of the trees, but also the one-on-one relationships you could have with people in a calm, mutually comforting environment that allowed me to actually connect with those that I would otherwise find either overwhelming or intimidating.
What I love about what Walter does with the board is he meets with us one-on-one, and he does it not so much in an office setting, but on a trail where we all feel very comfortable talking, and we're in our space, we're outdoors and in nature.
After graduating from UC Santa Barbara with an English degree, I interned for an organization called the Trust for Public Land, and that's where I found a sort of deep passion for this work of land conservation. I went back to law school, then I worked at a law firm for 3 years, and that law firm did pro bono work for Post. And then Post was looking for a general counsel and person who could do projects, land projects as well. So I jumped up and down, and fortunately Audrey Rust, my former boss, hired me for that position.
I really care about Walter, and I really appreciate who he is as a person beyond his role as the president of Post. I think he's a really genuine man.
Walter is a great guy. He always brings elements and aspects of kindness and warmth to the work that he does, but at the same time has an incredibly sharp wit.
When you first meet Walter, you see the serious business-like person. But when you get to know him better, you find that Walter has a wicked sense of humor. So Walter has invested in this used camper van, which is his new pride and joy.
Oh my gosh, I love his van.
Walter's van.
If you ask him about it and it's in the parking lot, he's going to take you out and show it to you.
And it's so Walter.
For over 50 years, the fate of Coyote Valley's future has been up for grabs. In 2015, Panattoni, one of the nation's largest warehouse developers, proposed to develop a warehouse on 30 acres. And Post and we knew that if that warehouse was approved, there would be a domino effect of warehouses across the North Coyote Valley.
Walter was very much involved in getting the board aligned with moving to Coyote Valley, because I don't think it was on anybody's real radar.
There was a riparian corridor where the wildlife was going up and down, and it was going to be very hard to really believe we could acquire all the property in Coyote Valley we needed. But Walter and the team were able to acquire a piece of property at the north and south end of this creek. I call it kind of putting the bookends together, planting the flag, telling the developers that we're here.
I don't think that, without him raising it to the board, I'm not sure that we would have ever had the courage to say, let's go do something big.
And it would turn out to be one of the smartest plays in Coyote Valley conservation. Walter has left already and continues to leave just an amazing legacy.
When I think about people who have had such an incredible impact on the quality of life that we all experience here in the Bay Area, Walter is at the top of my list.
I see Walter as one of those instrumental leaders of the peninsula that have assisted us in creating a legacy here for the region that will be felt and have the benefit for generations.